This is a story for those who often feel that life lacks luster and everyone around them seems to be doing better than they are. Please follow patiently until the end of the story. Long ago, a crow felt extremely unhappy in his daily travails. One day, it couldn't help feeling suppressed and sobbed softly on a branch. It happened that a monk was also meditating under this tree, and he felt the temperature of crow's tears. The monk looked up, saw the crow's sorrow, and asked, "Why are the tears streaming down the branches, my friend? Why are you so sad?" The crow replied, "O wise man, I am deeply disappointed with the current situation. Wandering here and there without help. Homeless, driven out of my home, hungry and alone, I began to wonder if the meaning of existence was really so painful." After hearing this, the monk felt pity and persuaded him gently, "My friend, happiness does not depend on the external environment, but on how you face it inside. Even in adversity, you can find your own happiness." But Crow, unable to understand these words, tears continued to flow. The monk continued, "Don't be sad, tell me your wish, and let me use Buddhism to help you achieve it." A glimmer of hope flashed in the crow's eyes, and he said, "If this is true, I long to become a white swan, so they can fly freely. Life seems better than mine." The monk nodded and made a request. "Before you become a swan, ask it if it is really satisfied." When the crow left the monk with a heart longing for change, its wings cut across the sky and headed straight for the sun-kissed lake, where the swans it longed for lived. It found the swan, just as it had imagined, gliding gracefully across the water, its white feathers shining in the sunlight. The crow said enviously, "How beautiful you are! Your life must be full of happiness and satisfaction." The swan slowly turned its head, with a trace of melancholy in its eyes. "My friend, the beauty of the outside does not mean the happiness of the heart. Yes, people are often attracted by my appearance, but they can't see my loneliness. In this lake, I often think about whether I would be happier if I could have more colors. Whenever I see colorful rainbows in the sky, I envy those birds with rich colors." The crow left the swan, full of thoughts. It continues its journey in search of those birds that seem to have it all. Soon he found a parrot whose feathers were as gorgeous as works of art. The crow said to the parrot, "Your feathers are so colorful and you look very happy." The parrot shook his head and sighed, "My friend, these colors make me a treasure in the eyes of people. They want to lock me in a cage and deprive me of my freedom. I would rather have the most ordinary feathers than I wish I could lose the freedom to fly in the blue sky." The crow was deeply touched and began to understand that every life has its own pain and joy. It ends with a visit to the peacock, who becomes trapped in a zoo and becomes a star in the eyes of the audience. The crow said to the peacock, "You are admired by countless people. Your life must be perfect." The peacock lowered his head and said heavily, "I am bound by the shackles of these colors and cannot feel true freedom. My beauty has become my prison, and I begin to envy those birds that can fly freely like you, crow. In this cage, I have lost the ability to explore the sky. My feathers, although beautiful, have become a burden to me." The crow returned to the monk after some deep thinking. It learned a valuable lesson. Every life has its own unique value and challenges. And true happiness does not come from external beauty or the envy of others, but from external beauty or the envy of others. It's about accepting and appreciating what you have. It finally understood that it no longer envied others, but began to cherish its freedom and uniqueness as a crow. For the first time, it felt happy that it was a crow. Beautiful story and wonderful meaning in this world. Don't look and compare yourself to famous superstars and models. See yourself as someone big, ready to explore the world without any cages or things holding us back. Because superstars are not always happy. No one in this world have everything. The superstars and models live in a cage. When it's time for a photo or concert, they will come out and perform for the people. Like the colorful peacock, they live in a cage in another dimension, a phase. So don't compare yourself. You're free. Always think positively. Life is beautiful than you think, and try to see everything in good way. Be happy as you are. Be proud the way you are. Who is reading this? I wish for long and healthy life. You deserve for good life. If you see our lives, we will find that this is our problem too. We make necessary comparison with others, and then become sad and curse ourselves. We don't tell you what we have, and this all leads to vicious cycles of unhappiness. You should learn to be happy in what you have, instead of looking at what you don't have. There will always be someone who will have more or less than you have. If you keep comparing yourself to others, you will never be able to be happy. A person who is satisfied with what he or she has is the happiest person in the world. This is an inspirational stories. Thanks for watching, and Jesus bless you.